Alright, so if your idea of vampires is that they're always tall, dark, and handsome, then you've clearly never met Count Orlok. Badly in need of a skincare regimen and sporting a face only a mother could love, he might not be what you're expecting, but the guy definitely knows how to leave a lasting impression. Nosferatu is the latest horror film from Robert Eggers, and it's about a vampire named Count Orlok that becomes completely obsessed with his estate agent's wife and will stop at nothing until she belongs to him alone. Obviously, she's not too interested in him for a multitude of reasons, which triggers an unrelenting force of pain and suffering to sweep through every facet of their lives at the hands of this monster. So this is a movie that I have been impatiently waiting for ever since it was first announced. I'm a big Robert Eggers fan, and I think an argument can be made that The Witch is the best horror movie that we've gotten in the past 10 years. But also, this is a story that this sick puppy has wanted to tell his entire life. Nosferatu is a tale that's very near and dear to his heart. He put on a stage production of it back in his early days, and now he feels like he has the credibility and the budget to bring his master vision to life up on the big screen. So when I sat down to watch this movie, I was hoping to be transported into another world, witness a fresh take on the age-old vampire narrative, and feel the terrifying presence of this monster lurking around every corner. And because Robert Eggers is the most metal director working in Hollywood today, he more than delivers on all of those aspects and hits another disturbing home run in Nosferatu. Now let's talk about the performances here, because those are so important in a horror movie like this, set in a different time period and dealing with supernatural occurrences that don't usually happen every day. At least I hope not. And this movie is absolutely filled to the brim with some of the most consistent actors you could possibly assemble. I mean, when guys like Willem Dafoe and Aaron Taylor-Johnson are backing up the rear as supporting characters, you know you probably have a pretty deep roster to play with. Lily Rose Depp plays the central figure that this creepy-ass vampire is obsessed with, and she does a really good job with her role. Not only does she have to express a ton of different emotions at the drop of a hat, but the part is very physically demanding with all of the episodes she goes through over the course of the movie. Nicholas Hoult continues his streak of being one of the most underrated talents in the entire industry and has chemistry with literally everybody. But believe me when I say that you are simply not ready for the performance that Bill Skarsgård unleashes here as the ominous Count Orlok. When someone undergoes a serious physical and vocal transformation for a role like this, I feel like you can kind of still recognize them through the eyes. Well, I'm gonna need some behind the scenes footage of this guy in the makeup chair or something, because he is completely unrecognizable here and really leaves a lasting impression. Getting to the actual story they decided to go with, this version of Nosferatu definitely has something in it for every kind of vampire story fan. Whether you're somebody that enjoys the more lean and mean blood and gore aspects that this subject matter provides, or if you're more into the victim side of things where people band together trying to figure out a way to take matters into their own hands. All of that is in here, it's balanced really well, and Eggers finds a way to somehow make the plot and everything that unfurls equal parts super stressful and really satisfying. Something that surprised me about the script though is that it's actually kind of funny at times. The movie takes itself very seriously, don't get me wrong, but there's still a few moments where they play into the fact that these people from the 1800s have absolutely no clue what they're dealing with, and that's gonna cause some humorous reactions. The vast majority of that comedy is brought by Willem Dafoe, who's really in his element here, and I think that makes the movie feel more approachable and not too overly unrelenting. When it comes to the general aesthetic of the film, this is one of those horror movies that will scare you a lot more with its tone and overall mood, rather than have you jumping out of your seat while you're in the theater watching it. As I get older, those become the types of films from the genre that I find myself craving more and more, and Robert Eggers might be the best in the business when it comes to offering up that kind of experience. He has a real knack for making everything in his movies look and feel like they're out of a twisted and horrifying fairy tale. He's like if Wes Anderson was listening to way too much Slipknot when he was in high school. But everything here, from the lighting to the costuming to the architecture, is somehow equal parts intoxicating and unsettling, making it feel like you're you're watching a seriously messed up painting from the 1800s come to life right in front of your own eyes. Overall, guys, Nosferatu is exactly what you would expect out of a Robert Eggers film. Gorgeous camera work, hypnotic storytelling, fantastic performances. If you're a fan of the original iteration of this tale, or just like creepy, weird vampire stuff in general, this is a movie that you cannot afford to miss up on the big screen. It might end up being too slow and artsy for some more casual audiences, but it is without question the most well-made and impressive horror film that we've gotten this year. I will continue to be seated for everything this guy makes in the future. Nosferatu gets a Sully score of 4.5 stars. So that's my review for the latest Robert Eggers film. What do you think is your favorite movie from him? I think I have to still go with The Witch, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.